Hi, I'm Rennie Curran, keynote speaker, author, and the CEO of Game Changer Coaching. In this video, I want to talk to you about the key qualities of an effective leader. Are you somebody who's an inspiring leader who wants to take your game to the next level, who wants to inspire your team, or wants to know how to lead high-performing teams? Then I believe these tips, tools, and strategies are going to help you take your game to the next level. So the first tip I have for being an effective leader is that you got to focus on your vision. So that's where it all starts, having a clear vision and clear goals for your team and for your organization. Everybody should be on the same page when it comes to knowing exactly what you're ultimately trying to achieve and the steps and the actions that it's going to take to get there. That's one of the mistakes that I see most leaders make, is that they know what the vision is. They know what the goals are, but if you talk to everybody on their team, everybody has a different vision. Some people don't even know the vision, and then a lot of them don't know exactly how to get there. As a leader, you have to make sure that you have a clear vision that's easy to understand, but that you communicate it repeatedly. Those days when I played as an athlete, we made sure that we always had clear objective, clear goals, clear weekly goals. We knew exactly what our vision was ultimately as a team. We knew exactly where we were trying to go. So that alone, that vision kept us in alignment, especially when we face challenges. Number two, when it comes to being an effective leader, is you gotta have emotional intelligence. When it comes to leading your team, you have to understand each individual person and how they like to be motivated, how they are on their days off. Like if they're off in terms of their mindset, in terms of their performance, there's a reason why. And so having emotional intelligence will allow you to tap into your team in a way that will take their performance and their belief in you to a whole nother level. When you have that emotional intelligence, it will increase that trust. It will help you build and enhance relationships, and ultimately it will increase performance and productivity. All of us are going through things that you can never imagine. You never know when somebody is dealing with something at home, when somebody has maybe just faced an adversity or challenge. And so the only way you're going to be able to know that is if you have a high level of emotional intelligence. That will allow you to connect with them. So not just drive them to perform at a higher level, but when they face those challenges, emotional intelligence will also allow you to be able to acknowledge those emotions in a way that helps you to connect with them and help you to have empathy in a way where you can push them and you can drive them in a way where they know that you're not just trying to get them to fulfill your agenda, but that you actually care about them, which goes such a long way. So emotional intelligence is my number two tip. So when it comes to being an effective leader, my number three tip is that you have to focus on adaptability. That's the ability to pivot and adapt to changing circumstances, and it will keep your team resilient. It will keep your team's morale at the highest level, and it will allow you to move forward in a way that builds positive momentum. Those leaders who know how to adapt understand that there's going to be changes, there's going to be challenges, there's going to be adversity, but ultimately it does not define you. So you focus more on solutions than you do on the problem. And when you're able to do this as a leader, you don't hit the panic button, you don't start pointing fingers, you don't feel defeated. It allows your team to have that confidence and maintain that trust, which ultimately leads to success. So you have to, number three, focus on adaptability. Number four, when it comes to being an effective leader, you have to focus on building powerful decision-making skills. So when it comes to making a decision, one of the things that I see as far as mistakes that leaders make is they don't make decisions fast enough. They wait way too long to make a decision, to where if they have an issue that's small, ultimately it becomes big because they don't take the time to make a decision. The number two challenge or mistake I see leaders make is that they make decisions that aren't data driven. They make it based off their emotions in the moment, or they make it based off the circumstances. So not only do they not look at the data, but they also don't think about the values that they want to represent with their decisions. So if you're going by emotions, if you're going just by circumstances, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to make decisions that are aligned with the values and the vision that you put in place. The more that you make decisions that are not aligned with the vision and the values that you're communicating to your team, the more you're going to lose that trust. And the more you lose trust, the more you're going to lose credibility as a leader. And that's going to lead to a lack of camaraderie, a lack of productivity and performance, and your retention is going to lower. There's so many things that are going to happen if you make decisions that are not aligned with the beliefs of your team and your organization. So make sure that you focus on your decision-making skills. So not just making decisions based off emotions or based off circumstances, which change all the time, but decisions that are made based off of data, based off of values, based off of the vision of where you're ultimately trying to go. So tip number 5, when it comes to being an effective leader, you want to make sure that you focus on empathy. That's having the understanding of your teammates beyond just what they do. You want to understand who they are. You want to try to get an understanding of where they're trying to go, the goals that they're trying to reach. And remember that it's not just about you. When you have empathy, even on those days that are tough, even when you notice that there's a lack of performance, instead of pointing the blame, instead of judging, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to want to ask those deeper questions. You're going to want to lean into your team and really build that relationship. And once you build that relationship, it increases trust and it ultimately increases loyalty as well, which is what you want as a leader. You want to know that your team is there for you and that they know that you are there for them as well. And them knowing that you have that empathy and that trust and that belief in them is going to only lead to positive things. It's going to lead to them respecting you more, trusting you more, and ultimately they're going to want to perform for you at the highest level. Ultimately, all of us want to know that at the end of the day, our leaders care about us. That it's not just about reaching a goal or about their agenda, but ultimately that they understand us and that they believe in us and that they create the safe space for us to be able to connect with them as well. And that's what having empathy does. I'd love to hear your thoughts when it comes to being an effective leader. Make sure that you leave a comment below on your biggest takeaways and any questions or thoughts that you may have. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon so you make sure you don't miss any videos. And follow me on social media at Rennie Curran for more tips and tricks.